What is up, folks? We here with another One Piece chapter review. Let's get it. Let's go. Also, happy Valentine's Day to all the couples out there. If you're single, still happy Valentine's Day. We sending you mad love with my oval heart, whatever we got going on. Jake, introduce yourself, man. Where can we find you? You know the deal, but let them know again.
My name is Jake Demansky. You can find me at my comedy podcast, The Buttery Males, and find us on Instagram at The Buttery Males Pod. Thanks for having me back, Chris. It's always a good time.
Thanks for coming on. Again, you guys go like, comment, subscribe, turn up the notification bell for all anime game show content from podcasts, chapter reviews, tier lists. We have it all for you guys. I hope you guys can find something you enjoy. Also, follow my co-host at IG.Lindsay. If you're in the DMV area and want photography pictures, hit him up. Also, he is streaming tonight, I think, Apex at RNC Dark. If you like watching people game and stuff like that, or maybe you want to game with them, I'm sure he's down to stuff like that. RNC Dark Instagram, personal Instagram, and RNC Dark. He has a YouTube now, and RNC Dark on Twitch. Now, let's get into it. Chapter 1040, Wasted Words on Young Lads. Long, that's like the English like the Viz version or whatever. So, before we even start and get to this chapter, let's talk about the panel. This has to be the most action-packed panel in like all time, man. We finally see what happened with Big Mom and the rest of Germa 66 and what happened to them. What are your reactions to it?
For the cover panel?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I love that. I actually really like I forget his name, but he's like in the anime, I think he's like colored green.
Yeah, Ninji, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because I think they go in numbers like Sanji is 3 in Japanese, or San is 3. Yeah, so he's one of the numbers, but I like the green one. And I like that you get like his view closest in this panel. You kind of see like his expression most, like, oh shit, we're fucked. Like when Big Mom shows up, we're fucked. Yeah. And I like seeing like he's even like, yep, this is how it's gonna go down. She's gonna choke out my brother while beating the shit out of me.
I'm convinced that they're not gonna get saved. Like they might just be there because like what purpose would they have for anybody would have to go save them? Like Sanji doesn't even like they're cordial at best cordial. Why would he like even risk himself? You know, we don't know how Wanda's going to end and stuff, but they're going to be like really like out of it. So why would they go back?
So, right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they have the time to go get them. And also I'm like wondering, who, like if Germa 66, they would be the ones to go back and get them.
Right.
But it's like after Whole Cake Island, do they even have like the resources? And I'm like, who are their allies in the world that could even help them with
they used to be allied with the world government. I remember that, but you know, with the Big Mom like marriage now is like they'll probably look at as traitors. So it's like,
that's good point. Yeah, I think those two are pretty much like. It seems like they're fucked. There would have to be some like Deus Ex Machina moment where like God came down and saved them or something, because I don't see it happening. So like,
facts. Very cool for a panel, for like just a cover panel. Or whatever.
Oh wait, their names are right there in the cover panel.
Hold on.
Niji and Yanji, I think it is. Okay. Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
Yanji is the blue one. The blue one, right?
The green one, yeah.
Okay. All right, now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the chapter. What are your impressions of the chapter? Let's start how you feeling about the Law Kid Big Mom fight? Let's just get straight into it, man.
Dude, this is huge. Like, I was surprised this happened as fast as it did, but like, oh my god, we haven't seen an emperor fall since like Marineford, so this is huge. Like, and the fact that like Law and Kid did this, man, I think we talked about it last review.
Right.
You said you think Kid is like gonna be an emperor. Like they're both gonna be emperor status after this. Like there's no doubt. And it was just like so crazy how, man, there's just so much to this like that I loved. It's like when Big Mom uses her like soul focus and they're just like not affected. Like I lost my shit. I was like, yep, they got this now. Like as soon as that happened, I was like, this might actually happen.
For sure. Nah, I just thought it was crazy. Like we're literally seeing them like grow up, but like like in our faces, like legit, like each chapter we're saying like them hit a new level, because I was like maybe 2 or 3 chapters ago, maybe 1038, 1037, 1038, one of those chapters, I was like, look, they are at a point now where they just hit their last attack. And if Big Mom, like, I feel like she was just starting to get her stride. I was like, this could get really ugly.
Yeah.
But we're seeing them go to the shonen thing, like going 9,000, like each level is going higher and higher and higher. And it's just crazy to see. But one thing I thought was interesting about Big Mom and her defeat was, because I'm like assuming they're defeated, because like at the end of the chapter, he put like winner kid-in-law and stuff like that, was that she referenced Roger. And she was like,
oh yeah, very cool.
How much of this mess have you made? Is the One Piece even real? And it's kind of crazy to see how like even emperors don't know like as much as we think. Like we would think an emperor like Whitebeard. Okay, Whitebeard didn't know because he was close to Roger, but like we would think like emperor like Shanks and well Shanks is different because he was on. Okay, Kaido and Big Mom. We would think they would know like a lot about the world and would they have a decent idea of the One Piece is, but it's like they're kind of like stuck in the loop like us as viewers and as the new generation type thing. So what did you think about her referencing Roger?
I thought that was sick. And actually, like before I even saw the panels or like the little narrative speech bubbles saying like winners and losers or whatever, as she was talking about Roger, I was like, oh, they actually got her, because those are like I mean, she's not dead, but those are like some final thoughts, like kind of thing.
Yeah, as the anime villain loses, they go regret type of what could have been.
Exactly. So I loved that, and I'm trying to find exactly what she said. That so in the actual translation, which I like read the actual translation this morning, like because the scans come out first. Right. And she says like about the One Piece, she's like, what is it? Where is it? Some of it's in this country too, isn't it? And like, so when she put it that way, she's speaking like plurally, and it's like, it makes you kind of like think about what the One Piece is a little differently in that sense. If like, if we're going by the fact that she might have an idea as to what the One Piece is, and then she says it in this way, it's like a little mysterious. And Oda is really like good with like the particulars of like language. Yeah. Like, so when this is thrown at you, I feel like it's kind of a hint to something bigger, or it's definitely like a clue.
Like she wouldn't just bring that up for like no reason type vibe.
Yeah, and she wouldn't say it like that.
We've also been referenced like one of those like the land of like importance. Like Roger himself went there. Whitebeard, like always referenced as like an important part of the story. And, One Piece part.
Yeah, exactly. They say like, something important happens where like the strong go to Wano eventually at some point. And right. So I think she had an idea, but she's, like you said, like she's still kind of clueless. But it was epic. It's like really cool hearing an emperor kind of be on the outside of information with something so grand as to what the One Piece is still. And it's like I wonder how much Kaido knows too, and maybe we're gonna get some of that.
I mean, it's the only that's the only fight left of his fight with Luffy. That's the only fight left, really. I guess the Toby Ropo and the Yamato thing. Yeah, like that's it. But like, there's nothing else. There's nothing else.
Yeah, or possibly CP0, but who knows? That they might not go and like expand on that as much as we'd like. But this chapter was insane. And also one thing I wanted to point out was in this chapter, like towards the end of like the acts in this Wano arc, there's like always that, like, I forget the instrument that this like lady is playing, but you saw that like so I think we're getting really close to the end of this act in Wano, whether it's the end of the arc or what, but like the end of this act has to be coming soon. I'm gonna like predict that now. But and I also liked Raizo. I mean, I don't really care about Raizo that much, but I liked him holding out against that guy with his jutsu and just kind of like letting him catch on fire, and Raizo just sitting in the flames, just holding it on him still. That's pretty badass.
Nah, for sure. Shout out to Raizo, I guess. But I wanted. So we're assuming that Big Mom's not dead, right? I'm assuming that assumption. What do you think is next for her in the story if she's defeated but not dead? What do you see?
It's hard to say because she is like, she seems bitter and full of like resentment. So it's like I can't see her, and as she's falling into this, she's like, I'm gonna like get you, kid-in-law, or and so I feel like she's always gonna have a grudge. And there's always this point, like there's this YouTube One Piece theorist named Joy Boy.
Oh yeah, I watched Joy Boy.
Yeah, and he thinks like, he said this a long time ago. I haven't watched him in a while, but he said like he's kind of waiting for this moment where like Luffy kind of proves himself in his ideologies as to like what he's doing, and it like it might persuade Big Mom to see like, oh, he's doing the thing I could never do, and she might have a turn of heart. But I don't know. I can't see her ever. I could see her going out like sad, basically. I could see her going out. Like,
I'm confused because I don't think he'll kill. Like Oda's never killed a villain off, but I feel like if you don't, she's too big of a threat to like for me to think that the world government can take her in. Like we saw what like old ass Roger was. I mean, old Whitebeard was doing it back in.
Oh my god!
With them, and like they definitely have said that the military has gotten weakened since that point. So it's like, do I think they're taking Big Mom in? I guess maybe when they're down, we could say CP0 like does some shiesty things and like I don't know, but it's like she's too big of a threat to just like leave around. But that I could see maybe something like that, or Blackbeard, because it's like I did predict that his pirates gonna go take over that crew. Maybe he just swoops on in and takes the fruit. The devil fruit.
Oh yeah, Blackbeard comes in. Oh man, that'd be so insane. I don't know what like I really can't even predict like what might be in her future. I really just can't even think of it. Because like you said, she's such a big problem, but I kind of see it as like the new generation is now surpassing these Yonko, and like maybe she's less of a problem now that these people have surpassed her, and they're in a sense like gatekeeping as their strength or her strength. They're kind of like, as people in this world get stronger and stronger, she might be less of a problem. Like I could see that happening with the Navy. Like I could see Kobe actually even surpassing, Yonko status at some point.
We clipping that. We clipping that for the Instagram. We clipping that one. That's a not hot take, spicy. I say that's a spicy take. Not hot, mild.
I kind of see Kobe like because he was trained by Garp and he has like a moral good sense of justice. I could see him like being actually like Garp like, and I could see him being someone who Big Mom wouldn't want to fuck with, because we haven't seen the battle at God Valley, but if it was two guys like Roger and Garp versus like all those people who are like almost Yonko status, like with Zebek and Big Mom and all of them,
and Whitebeard, and they still managed to even survive.
Yeah, that I mean, I could see Kobe being at that level at some point, but
right.
So
I'm still interested to see about like I'm really like I'm enjoying Wano, and I always try like taking them. I'm really interested to see like what's to come up after. Like, how does people perceive Big Mom now? Because now, I'll be honest, let's say Blackbeard doesn't come through, and like I said, she still has her territory, or let's just say, hypothetical, Katakuri is still strong enough to protect it. A lot of these pirates are going to be like, Luffy, or Law and Kid took you down. What's to stop us from just coming through and taking, like, your shit?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, they're kind of like, we see the king is weak, like, we're going to take him out, like, we can bully you around if they're doing it. Yeah, that's a good point. I really don't see that.
I really don't think the military has enough balls to invade. Like, I don't know, I can't say that because they invaded Wano, but like they waited to like the last minute. But I really still don't think they have enough balls to go into Whole Cake and really like try to fuck with her, like personally.
Yeah, I agree, because she has like a whole country under her reign and has like a huge army. That battle would be like, that would be a lot to exhaust from like the Navy. So I don't like, think they would go out of their way.
Far in the Grand Line. Like, it's like everybody came to the conclusion, like the Yonko, we just let them sit. Like, let them do them.
We'll wait for them to come to us.
Right, type vibe. So yeah, that's I guess the Big Mom like theory or whatever. So I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about like the end of the chapter with the Yamato Island thing? Did you have any thoughts about that?
Well, I had one thought about so it's like when Big Mom's falling and she scratches the bomb and it blows up. It looks like it hits what's his name? Conjuro became like that big black mass of like a ghost or whatever or something. It's like a burning spirit. I forget the word of it, but it looks like the blast like hits Conjuro. Is that his name? Conjuro? Yeah. And like it looks like it like kind of wipes him out, but a little piece of him escapes and says like Lord Orochi as it's like going. I still think like I think the bombs are gonna blow up at the bottom of the Onigashima. I think this little piece of him is going to like set all this shit off. And I think Yamato is not even gonna know that it's gonna happen until it's too late. And whether that's over the flower capital or not, I don't know. But I like her. I think she's like super, or I like him because it's a him, and he's like super capable.
Yamato.
Yamato, yeah.
Oh yeah, Yamato. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's a really progressive take on Oda's part, basically, right. And I like him, and I also am just kind of wondering about Zunisha now at this point because what's his name? God, I can't remember any names today. Odin's son.
Yeah.
What's his name? I forget. Yeah, I don't know. The dragon who's like trying to carry away Onigashima. And like he's like hearing the voice of Zunisha say like, "Oh, Zunisha's coming. It was Joy Boy's companion." I'm really hyped to know more about that too. I want to see how that's all incorporated. People have a lot of theories about what Zunisha is, and I really just I want to find out more about that. I need to know more about Joy Boy, and yeah. What did you think about all that like little information about Joy Boy and whatnot?
I didn't really care.
Nah,
I don't really care about like the Joy Boy stuff. I'm gonna be honest. Like that's
okay.
That's not. I know One Piece fans. I know, but. My Joy Boy, Luffy's Joy Boy, like that's all I need. He's the reincarnation Joy Boy. Like that's all I really care about.
Yeah, that is kind of how I see it. It's like there's like a Joy Boy for each crucial like, time or generation or something.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Each generation, century, millennium, whenever it's needed, like there is like somebody that will take their mantle. And I don't think it might not even be a reincarnation. It might just be like somebody that steps into that position. It might not be reincarnation. It might be like, okay, like you have the Joy Boy trait, so you have the Joy Boy spirit. It's passed to you, but it's not like you were born as him. Like you were like passed through you as you like get older.
Joy Boy like represents like the figure of like savior or something. Yeah, like, something like that.
The good in people and stuff like that. So two more things, and then we're gonna get out of here. Favorite panel? Let me know why.
I actually like the panel at the beginning of the chapter where it's like an aerial shot above Kid as he's like launching his railgun shot into Big Mom as she's like gripping the sides of that pit. I just really like that because there's some really sick shading in there. It's really good detail as to like what the railgun looks like from the side, and it's got his own like Kid kind of skull vibes on it. And I love that because like I'm a huge fan of One Piece, and the art style has kind of changed like in recent years. In like the past like 5 some years, it's kind of gotten a little like the lines have gotten a little sketchier, like they're scratchy, and it used to be like a really crisp looking manga back when it first started. And so this shot of like Kid and his railgun looks really crisp to me, and I really like seeing stuff like that. And it kind of bounces back and forth throughout the new chapters. It's kind of like, oh, here's a panel, here's like really like scratchy looking. Oh, and here's a panel of Law like looking really good. So this is one of those panels where I thought it just looked really good. I like the like what would be the camera angle or perspective. So I love that one. What about yours? What's your favorite
mine
panel?
was like the Big Mom like referencing Roger and like how about the new generation, because it was like it's always a quote, like a real life quote about you don't know somebody until you push them to like the brink type vibe or like to back against the wall, and like you see their true character was like Big Mom feels hopeless and like she feels regret of like she didn't capitalize on the moment because it's like she's like, wow, time has passed. Roger's been dead for I think like 20 years, I think 22 years, something like 22 years, something like that. And it's like, I really like these new generation brats like take me down. Just like, so from I think from Luffy coming to a pirate to getting like real serious, like you had like a 5 to 7 year window. What was you doing at the time? What was you doing at that time? So it was like you had poneglyphs, you had like, why were you, worry about getting candy from Fisherman Island and all that stuff like that. So I like that. And it's a sense of like, all right, we're a big regret. And I'm really interested to see what happens with Big Mom in this chapter. So that was probably my favorite panel. In the cover, like the cover story.
Yeah, that cover story was sick. That was awesome.
Yeah. So what would you rate this chapter out of
10? Probably like, as far as a good One Piece chapter goes, this is like an 8 or a 9 for me. But there's some things that are like missing a little bit, and I don't know if it's like, it's not that I don't like Wano, but there is something about it where I feel like I can only appreciate it once it's done and I go back and reread it. Right now, I feel like there's something about it that's not exactly clicking with me. So I feel like it's been hard for me to give any like chapters from Wano like a 10 or something like that. So I'd say an 8 or a 9. I'd say like where it's at right now in Wano, this is like maybe as good as it can get, unless we see like Luffy versus Kaido, and that's going to be like insane. And I hope they do a really like good job there. But I'll say an 8.
10, 15 chapters of Luffy Kaido. I really think we need that. Like, that doesn't need to be like, this fight was maybe 5 chapters, 5, 10.
I think something like that, around there.
We need like 15. We need like 15, bro. Like, like I need, and because we need the Kaido flashback, we do.
Yeah, that would be sick. I want to know a lot about Kaido. Like, I need to know the hints they're throwing out of this about his past.
Well, another question popped up. I'm gonna get my rating because I have one more. I just forgot.
Yeah.
All right. So my rating, I probably would say 9. I think this has been the best chapter so far. I do feel the same way as you. Like, I can't give nothing a 10, and I don't know why. Like, maybe because I'm in like the moment of it. Maybe when it's over and we go back and reread. Because maybe I'm not like appreciative. Because we talked about this. I binged One Piece. Like, I started One Piece late 2019. So I experienced the binge and being able to just read chapters on chapters on chapters, and oh my gosh, there's each chapter. But now it's like weekly. It's like, okay, you get chapters where they're not really meant to be great chapters. They're like set up chapters for this, set up for that. So it's like it might be a little different of that, getting used to being a week to week reader, because I've only been a week to week reader like 4 months, something like that, not that long. But I would give it a 9. I feel like the Log's kid was dope. The interaction, the Big Mom stuff. Like, I feel like I carried the panel for me, like the cover panel carried like 4 points for me, honestly.
Yeah.
I love Whole Cake so much that like I still like Whole Cake more than Wano. So like that for me, that was just like dope. So I'm gonna go a hard 9. And maybe if we got like didn't get Yamato and all that stuff in the end, and we got more like, and we started maybe we flashed to like Luffy versus Kaido and ended with that. And like maybe
that would have been
Kaido reacting to
that would have been a 9 or a 10 down. For me for sure.
10, like I would have been like straight 10, like maybe he's like, dang, Lin, you're so weak, like that type of thing. And then you see Luffy smiling as he believes. That would have been dope. But since we're on a break next week, what do you predict for chapter 1041? What is your predictions?
It's either Kaido v Luffy, or outside events like more stuff about Zunisha, or like, world government stuff, or Blackbeard, or the world government or the Navy like coming into Wano, which I don't want to see that right now. I really want to get to Kaido v Luffy. That's like pretty much all I care about right now. But I think that's gonna happen. What about you? What do you think is gonna happen?
So I really, this might sound crazy, I think Shanks is coming through, man. I think either Shanks is gonna hear about it or he's coming through.
I would love that, dude. I would fucking love that.
CP0 is going. This is my hot theory. My safe take is Luffy versus Kaido. That's like the most likely and safe. But this is just me wishing, hoping, thinking, speculating. CP0 is gonna be like, oh shit, like Kaido and I mean shit, Big Mom got taken out by kid-in-law, like we need to tell the Gorosei. The Gorosei is on the phone, or to pick the little translator up, or tell it whatever it's called. Be like, yo, Shanks, I think it's time for you to come through. That would be like,
whoa.
That would be like my.
Wait, but so you think Shanks is in the back pockets of the Gorosei?
Yeah, for sure.
Holy shit.
Because there's no way I think he gets a meeting if he's not.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. I've also speculated that he's just like so strong that they like call him in and they're like, we don't want to fuck with you, but also, like we need to talk. But I think, you might be right.
I think he's a D too and a Celestial Dragon. So like that also goes in my like.
Oh shit! Yeah, I've heard those theories. I've heard theories that he's like Zebek's son as well, like things like that.
I don't think the timeline matches up to be Zebek's son though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. I have no idea. Like I don't know the timeline exactly.
Because Roger was like still in his like late 20s, early 30s when fighting Zebek.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what Shanks is what, I would say 30, maybe 30, early 30s, maybe mid 30s.
Shanks is probably like in his 30s or 40s or something like that. Yeah.
But like the safe take is Luffy versus Kaido. And my only criticism of my own like wild theory is that like why would Shanks get involved? If anything, Blackbeard would go be shiesty. I don't think Shanks is gonna be shiesty. I think he's just chilling. That would be my criticism on my own theory. But that's what I would hope for. I would love to see it. But
I would love to see that.
Safe bet Luffy, Kaido. We're starting that. So.
Oh, real quick. Now that Law is like, you've seen his feats of fighting Big Mom and being capable and having a huge part in taking her down. If he had a crack at Doflamingo, what's gonna happen?
I don't know.
Is Law gonna beat Doflamingo in round 2?
His durability is still so low for me.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, he probably.
And like, okay, if you go back every panel, this is like no loss. Well, little loss slander because I'm tired of you fucking Kid haters. Every shot that Law is taking in, Big Mom was distracted by Kid making the Kid always makes the first move. So for me, Law is a support fighter. Because I feel like Law has everything. He's a strategist. He has the best devil fruit. I feel like Oda had to nerf him some way because if he was like a Luffy level fighter, he would be like unstoppable. On some real shit. So like
that's
I feel like he could win, but I still wouldn't be like confident in it. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think he came a long way.
I think Kid is stronger personally.
I totally agree. I think Kid. If it was like a weird situation of Kid v Law, I would bet on Kid almost every time. But I think if it's not going to happen in the story, there's no reason for it to happen. That like Doflamingo versus Law again. Like I get.
Okay. So we'll put enough speculation theory because we're going on. So if Law was like, let's say in part of the final battle, and Doflamingo's on the Blackbeard Pirates as I predict. And like Law is fucking distraught. Maybe Doflamingo's like on some. So how much have you improved, Law? Like that type thing. But that's such a big speculative.
Yeah.
Like I think Law is also going to die before the series is over. That's why he has the devil fruit. He has to sacrifice himself for somebody personally. But different.
Yeah, story. They wouldn't hint at that. Yeah, if like he wasn't going to at least attempt to use that ability. Yeah. I personally think he could take out Doflamingo now. I think it's dumb to even speculate this kind of stuff sometimes, but it did come to my mind. I was like, I could see it now. Like he's come a long way. Like
I could see him winning, but I wouldn't be like shocked that he lost. Because like Doflamingo's awakening is like sick.
Yeah, that's true.
And Luffy, and like let's just do the like comparison. Is any Law ability stronger than Luffy's Gear 4th? And like Luffy's Gear 4th won by like the skin of his teeth. Yeah,
it's like Luffy's Gear 4th is like ridiculous, and the reason it's like ridiculous is because the time that he's like able to spend in Gear 4 is limited. Right. So like that's like its crutch. So yeah, if you know, Luffy Gear 4 is much stronger than I'd say a lot of Law's abilities. I was really surprised by that, like, Wilet, you know, that ability that he hit the wireless shock or whatever. That was like crazy how he left a crater in the ground and everything. But anyway, I don't want to go off too long about this, but yeah, I could see him taking down Doflamingo. I could see it going 50-50 though. But just talking about how long how far he's come since Dressrosa, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
It is like Log wasn't even like in the same league with Doflamingo. Like that's crazy. That's crazy to me. So shout out to Law. But Kid was the MVP of this. I don't care. Y'all can fight.
Yeah,
don't worry, Law. You're gonna be the thumbnail of this episode, so I got you. I got you. But
Law, don't be mad at us, please.
Not rumors. We chilling. But Jake, I really appreciate you coming on. It's a blast as always. Please,
dude. Thank you for having me.
Tell us where we can find you at, man.
Yeah, like I said, you can find me on a comedy podcast called The Buttery Males, and find us on Instagram at The Buttery Males Pod. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much again for having me, man. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure having you on. Again, you guys will have all Jake's links in the description down below. Follow us Anime Again Show on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all podcasts and platforms. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you think of this chapter. What would you rate it? Who's been the real MVP? This fight is over now. Law, Kid. Let's find out who do you think was a real MVP. Also, tell us your prediction of the next chapter if you have any idea. Also, go follow my codes at iz.lens for photography pages in the DMV area. You can get some pictures, and RNC Dark Twitch and main Instagram, all that good stuff below, and YouTube. I'll have that in the link description below. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we are out. Peace. We used to play.